Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. We're live for Manchester United's game against Real Betis. The players are just about to come out now. Not very many of them. It's not many people at the game, to be honest. But yeah, we've probably all just been watching Morocco against Portugal, which is massive, and England against France. I mean, what a chance England are going to have in that game to potentially win a World Cup. But let me just get everything all set up here because it's a quick changeover. The United side is the same side that lost to Betis the other day. So David De Gea is the only change to that. Let me just get this all going. You're going to see some visual changes. Players are coming out onto the pitch now. This is working quite smoothly at the moment, I must say. Let's go like that. Not you. I want you. And then, as if by magic, that's magic. That's magic. Just looking at the Moroccan fans there, loving it. There we go. All right, come on. Give me some applause for that. How quickly we've done that. That's pretty impressive. Come on. You've got to say that is impressive. To move across that quick like that. Red Bull's got nothing on. Red Bull Pit Stops has got nothing on us on the United Stand. Nothing at all. That's great. Very, very good. Very, very good. Yeah, look, from a purely Manchester United point of view, Bruno Fernandes is going to be coming home. I'm worried about Delo. I don't know what's happening there, but you know, he seemed to pull a hamstring. I mean, for me, if England go out tonight, the World Cup's over. I've got no interest in the World Cup if England go out tonight. I mean, England are either going to win this World Cup and make it relevant, or we're going to get knocked out tonight and make it quite a uninteresting World Cup. But there we go. I'm massively looking forward to that. Delo wants Christmas off, says Jamar. Sad to see Ronaldo crying. I know some of you will be finding that very, very good and satisfying, but for me, he'll always be a legend of Manchester United and will always be... you know, he always will retain that. I know his behaviour, you know, hasn't been the best of lately, but, you know, he will always be a legend of Manchester United, and I don't like saying that. Apparently, Donny van de Beek's not starting. Can somebody clarify that? Because he was in the team that I saw. So we'll get some clarity on that. David De Gea's in goal. Betis, I haven't seen the Betis lineup either. If anyone knows that, I'll get that for you. Betis versus Man United. Let's have a look. Van de Beek is starting. Van de Beek is starting. Fekir is starting for them. Enrique, Rodri. That's quite a strong Betis side as well. Eric Ten Hag was right about Ronaldo, but he is a legend, says Keel Robinson. And we're just about to start here. Let me just get the timer ready for you. And we're going. There we go. Oh, Van de Beek dropped out last minute, so I think Aronson's playing, isn't he? Looks like Aronson's playing instead of Donny in the 10. I don't know why. Is he injured? Well, I've got the pictures of Morocco on the pitch here. I mean, it's an amazing. It reminds me of Greece in 2004, but we've never seen a World Cup winner. We've never seen a World Cup winner do it in a shocking way. So, you know, we've never seen a shock World Cup winner, is what I'm trying to say. Could we see one now? I don't know. Anyway, let's focus on Man United for a little bit. A little bit of respite. So, Donny van de Beek was meant to be starting. He hasn't started the game. Aronson's come in. I don't know whether that's because of an injury. I mean, it's just more bad news for Donny van de Beek, isn't it? Brandon Williams and Aaron Wan-Bissaka giving up fouls here early on. He won't learn, Brandon Williams, will he? He just keeps flying into tackles all the time. Again, that's just... I'd watch out for this lad who's playing on the right wing. Is his name Enrique, I think it is, for Betis. Brazilian. I think he's like early 20s. Quite an exciting player. So he could give Brandon Williams a bit of a game here. Someone please check on Piers Morgan, says Shub. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We've got 10,000 watching. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. We'll be more and more on the United Stand over the coming weeks with the World Cup starting to, drop off a little bit now. Less and less games. So Premier League is coming back. We've got a Carabao game coming up a week on Tuesday as well. So lots to focus on for United. But I think Betis might take us apart here. They're much better than Cadiz. And... United need to be much, much, much better than they were in the last game. Donny got benched last minute. So we could see Donny in the second half, apparently. But Aronson is playing. At the end of the day, Portugal have gone out because of their goalkeeper. And many of you, I'm on a United channel now, many of you have said you'd love Diego Costa as your goalkeeper. Well, I don't care how good he is. That game was going to be 0-0 like Spain, and the reason they've gone out and not to a penalty shootout is because the goalkeeper has made one of the biggest errors I've seen all season. Completely misjudged that cross. Terrible goalkeeping, really. And you can say, well, no, Portugal have got to score, but Spain didn't score. Nobody scored against Morocco in this whole tournament. They're hard to score against. What you cannot do is make a mistake like that. It's the tournament of defence, the World Cup. Anyway, United have started off a little bit better here. Nice ball out wide. Here's Garnacho. Little space into Martial. Has a look. Cross is good. No, it's not. Cleared away. Am I excited about England? I'm pumped up, mate. I mean, I don't want to disrespect Morocco, but I think England would beat Morocco. I can't see Morocco. I think whoever plays Morocco in the semi-final will beat them. I can't see them going 0-0 again. I just can't see it. They've been brilliant, but I can't see they're going to keep getting away with 0-0s. I can't. And I know they scored today, but it was a keeping error. I think France or England will beat them in the semi-final. So I almost feel that England-France, the winner, comes from that game. Yeah. Very disciplined, says IQ Insane, and look at Croatia as well. Croatia, it's the World Cup of defence. That's what it is. Anyway, on this Betis game, Betis are good. They've got some good players you might recognise. I'd keep an eye on their winger. Enrique is a Brazilian lad, but obviously Fekir, you'll know him. Nearly joined Liverpool, French international, or was a French international, but. David De Gea back in goal. Ronan says, does anyone know where I can watch this in the US? Well, MUTV is where I'm watching it, but I don't know whether it's being put on anywhere else. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's technically a pre-season friendly, isn't it? Which is where those tend to be on MUTV. But United need to improve a lot from how they played on Wednesday night. McTominay caught in possession there. Don't stand off. Cleared off the line. Betis. Big ground, Betis, but not as many fans in it. McTominay is captain. That's disrespectful to De Gea, says Eric. Yeah, I don't know why De Gea's not captain. Don't understand that. Thanks for the super chats. Zane says, Mark, Fred, Casemiro and Bruno have let the countries down. Is this an omen for United? Zane, you're not going to wind me up. I'm on the United stand now. Like, we've got Bruno back, Casemiro back, Anthony back, Fred back, Dalot back, although he might be injured. And I never thought we would be getting them back this early. So from Man United's selfish point of view, it couldn't have gone any better. I mean, I didn't want Brazil to get knocked out or Portugal to get knocked out. I wanted them to do well because they've got some United players, and I hope they don't come back with a World Cup hangover. But ultimately, Mark, did you see Kieran Maguire's tweet this morning? We owe 306 million in transfer fees plus the 680 million debt. The Glazers have destroyed us, says Pav. Thank you very much for that. If Delo's injured, we are screwed, Jam. Yeah, I agree. DK says, Zane, you need to worry about Nketiah starting for you when your season is back. See you in the top 4 race. Joshua says, would you work for MUTV, Mark? No. I'm not getting bloody censored. Will says, has Wan-Bissaka been any good? Well, we've only just got started here, mate. So, when you're going to do your Yorkshire pudding video, Ruben, it's on the list. Don't worry about that. I mean, my hope is that Wan-Bissaka has a good game. You know, they were very rusty on Wednesday night. Hansen's the one to watch, says Thomas Hansen. I don't want to read too much into this match, but if McTominay has another bad game, should we start a serious talk about moving him on, says Stephen Rossi. Well, probably not from a friendly, but I would question why he's the captain over David De Gea, but good play by Brandon Williams there. Mengi's playing at centre-back with Lindelof. Here's Martial. Into Garnacho. The shot was on. I thought he was going to shoot. Lays it back to Martial. Into Garnacho. Garnacho was lively on Wednesday. Looking lively again. As I say, I think if Cadiz beat us by 4-2, I'd expect Betis to beat us by at least that because they're a better side. But here's Garnacho again. Alanga. Here's Iqbal. Is that handsome from TUSFC? Says Jack Brown. I wish. No. He's Norwegian. You're going to wear your Southgate outfit tonight, says Kyle. I don't know. I'm looking forward to having a drink, though. Proper drink. I need it. I'm getting too excited about what could happen if England beat France. Oh, I tell you what. I said it before Morocco beat Portugal, but if England beat France, we're winning the World Cup. That's just the way everyone's going to go. Betis haven't really settled here in the first 10 minutes, and I think Man United have. Maybe that game on Wednesday night helps us out. Good turn here away from Williams. And again, he's going to get booked there. Brandon Williams. Surely he's going to get booked in a friendly. Or is he going to book him in a friendly? No, he doesn't want to book him. He's had him on toast there. In a normal game, that would be a yellow card. He skinned him twice, and then the second time he just chopped him down. David says, since when was Man United playing? I knew this game was happening for a long time. The timing of it's not great. Smack between two World Cup quarterfinals when one of them's England. But yeah, it's been planned for a long time. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. He's up against Williams again here, Enrique. And I think he would just like to keep running. Oh, he's done him again. He's been skinned about 4 times in the last 2 minutes, Brandon Williams. He's getting absolutely destroyed. Destroyed at the moment. It's not pretty. But look how easy he goes past him here, Enrique. Look, it's just too easy. Too easy. Moroccan's still celebrating. What happened to Donny, says Prince Atta. I don't know. Yak says, remember Williams has just come back from a long injury as well. Yeah. It's not like, yeah. He has just come back from a long injury. Pellegrini. Forgot about that. Betis manager, Pellegrini. Let's do a little bit of a poll, because I know you're not all England fans here. So who's winning tonight? Who wins? That's our first poll. England or France? And you don't have to be biased, because you know I'm English. Go with what you think's going to happen. England or France? Can you say happy birthday, Joe Pratt from Josh? Says Josh. Happy birthday, Joe. It's been quite a good game, this, so far. Betis are competitive. Brandon Williams wins the tackle there. Joshua says he's English but thinks France will win. I've had a feeling all week. I've had a feeling all week that England will win it. And I will say this. I think whoever wins this game tonight wins the whole tournament. I just think that it will be a straightforward victory for France or England against Morocco. Not dominantly straightforward, but I just don't think, I'm jinxing myself there. But look, you'd fancy yourselves against Morocco, wouldn't you? I think France will win the World Cup quite comfortably if they knock us out. Why do I think England will win? Midfield. I think our midfield's as good as theirs. Thought Anthony was very good yesterday. He's been getting a lot of stick recently, says Daniel Kirk. Thank you, Daniel, for the super chat. I've never felt sick watching a United friendly. This is new, says Nick P. Why? What's wrong with it? I'm getting so excited. That's been my song of the World Cup. I don't know why. Flood by Take That. It's got nothing to do with football. Thanks for all the memories, Ronaldo. It's been fun while it lasted, says the right real Eva. I am, you know what? I know it's not a popular thing to say, but the older you get, the more you remember things like Gaza and Zidane and Beckham and, Rooney and Ronaldo. And you realise that, when United won the treble in '99, I didn't think I'd never see it again. I didn't think it would be 9 years before we won the Champions League again. And when we won the Champions League in 2008, I didn't think we wouldn't win it again for 14 years. Recency bias can be a bad thing. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to go down in 10 years' time when he's retired. You'll be looking back at him like people look back at Beckham and go, oh, what a player he was. A misguided interview with Piers Morgan and a very sad end to his career doesn't diminish what he is. And I didn't like seeing him cry. I didn't like seeing that. I'm in it for the long game, not the short game. Yeah, he's made some mistakes recently, but it was sad to see. But you can't take it away from Morocco. I was very sad to see Brazil go out. Casemiro didn't deserve that yesterday either. Hi, Mark. Where can I watch this friendly game? Says Cycling. Well, it's on MUTV. And SK says England need to contain France early, but I think we can do it. Just to can't let them set high up against us too much, says SK. No, we've got to take the game to them as well. They have. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. And if you want to become a member, you can do that by clicking the join button that's at the top of the live chat or clicking the join button. People like Matthias and Dougie, you'll see the badges next to their name. That means they're members. They support the channel. Thank you very much for that. You don't just get a badge, though. We do put up exclusive video content for you each week. This week, we've put up a bit of a Man United quiz for you, first to 5. You can take on Beth and Adam in that quiz. I was the quiz master in the studio. Got another one for you next week as well, so check that out. Might have a bit of an injury here because I can see a defender coming on, or looking like they're going to come on for United. Mengi's done his tendon by the looks of it. Says KLVN. Yeah, he's not looking in a good way. Do you think Croatia does not have a chance? Says Stephen Rossi. I do. I think everyone's got a chance. Everyone's got a chance. Ten Hag's just talking to the youngsters here. Iqbal, Aronson, Hansen, and Garnacho. Now, is Mengi going to use this bed? Yes, he is. He's going off on a stretcher. And he's got his hands on his head. Twan Sebi's not here. He can't get. Come on, SK. It's devastating for the lad. It's devastating for the lad because, I mean, he probably doesn't have a future at Manchester United, but it could be a chance of having a future at Manchester United, and it's over, isn't it? I mean, I remember Mengi from last season. I don't know what he'd been doing this season at all. I don't think we saw him on the tour, and he's certainly not had a look in up until now. Probably won't get another chance, will he? Evening, Kev. Hope you're doing well. I bet you're watching the match down the pub, aren't you? Let us know, Kev, where you're watching the England match. Zane says, shame on those fans who are bashing Ronaldo as he was crying. He's a legend and it's the end of an era. Sad people and just jealous and cancel culture. Hope they get cancelled, says Zane. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But as I said, I've said it before, it's a great line from Batman, isn't it? You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. What people don't understand is the thing that's making people dislike Ronaldo now was the thing that made them love him in the first place. He's not changed. It's just his ability's dropped off. Daniel O'Connor says Mengi's only just come back from an 8-month injury. Oh, I said, what is it about United and you know, injury-prone centre-backs? Twan Sebi, Jones, now Maguire, now Mengi. So there's a few youngsters in this team now. Eric Bailly, yeah, good one. Colossal Monk and Emmanuel. I don't know what the Dalot news is, Rahul, but if it's a hamstring, he's out till New Year, isn't he? It's only fucking... We've only got 2 weeks until we play Forest. He ain't going to be back in 2 weeks from a hamstring injury. I mean, it's probably... I mean, people will say it's the worst position we could get an injury in, but we're not really stacked anywhere. You know, if it was Malacia, you've only got Luke Shaw at left back. The problem with Dalot is that we don't really have anybody. And the fact that we need to buy a striker as well. Stephen Rossi says, does a Dalot injury make it more of a priority to get a right back in January along with a forward? Yeah, but I don't know whether we're going to have the money to do it, mate. I mean, our financial situation is terrifying, really. Brendan as well says, does this mean we're going to definitely sign a right back? Hold on a minute. Enrique here for Betis. Lays it off. One. Oh, they hit the post. I thought it was going in. It went through a crowd. Nothing De Gea could do, but they hit the foot of the post there. Betis, Paul with the shot. Here's an interesting stat. Stickman Kingdom says 5 reds out of the World Cup within the last 24 hours. Yeah, look, you know what? If you hate international football and you hate the World Cup, you're probably quite happy. Because I was talking about a scenario before the World Cup where Brazil, Portugal, England and Argentina are in the semi-finals, and you don't get back Bruno, Dalot, Casemiro, Anthony, Fred, Rashford, Maguire, Shaw and Martinez until probably after the Forest game. And now we're going to get Casemiro, Fred, Anthony, Bruno, Dalot, Malacia back for the Burnley game. So if you don't like international football and club football is your thing, it's not worked out too bad. The other side of the coin is, though, how many of these players have been psychologically working towards this World Cup, and now, you know, normally after a summer World Cup, you have 3 or 4 weeks away, get your head straight, pre-season, you know, you've got mentally you can prepare yourself. Some of these players are going to go straight from, disappointment. Hold on. Oh, no, keeper's out. It's all right. Some of these players are going to go from that mental disappointment straight into a, very competitive club season, and how that might affect players will be quite interesting. Druv says, now we only want England to go out and then we have most of the players back for the season, says Druv. If England go out tonight, which I don't think they will, the only 2 players we'd have missing are our centre-backs, Martinez and Varane. Argentina and France. Hanad, welcome to the Members Club. If Ronaldo's looking for someone to blame, by the way, he should blame speed. Every time he does anything around Ronaldo, he either gets dropped or gets or goes out of the World Cup. And in fact, ever since Speed came on the scene and started going on about Ronaldo, his career has gone. I'd be getting a little bit worried about who he might like next. Imagine if Ronaldo retires and Speed starts liking Mbappe. Fucking hell. I'll give him a bit of a managerial chat again. Thoughts on Portugal losing, says Nizzy. On a serious note, it's the same as Brazil last night. This World Cup has been a World Cup of defence. I'm surprised. We're not in 2010. It's not the Mourinho era. We're in a we watch the Premier League week in, week out. It's entertaining. It's got goals. It's fast. I'm surprised that defensive football has had a renaissance in a World Cup, but it has. Look at Morocco. I don't think they've conceded a goal in the tournament. Croatia, I don't think they've won. They've only won 1 game. Canada. We've got 2 semi-finalists. One of them's not conceded a goal, and the other one's only won 1 game. Canada. In regulation time. Argentina are quite pragmatic compared to Brazil. It's just, and therefore you get underdogs. If you want underdogs, you need defensive football to come out on top, don't you? It's all because of the ball, says Rick. You know what? In years to come, I'm convinced there'll be a proper reveal about this ball where players are talking about it. There'll be a Netflix documentary in about 20 years' time. And everyone will, it'll be a big reveal on, oh my God, the ball was like a beach ball, but we weren't allowed to say anything about it. That ball is shit, but that's probably not the reason teams are going out. I don't think. Mark, on YouTube, Fat Les Vindaloo in 3 Lines is moving up the charts. You know what's building, says SK. I can't stand 3 Lines. Wheeled in Motion is the best England song. You've got to hold, and we're singing for England. England. We're singing the song. We're singing for England. England. Arrivederci, it's 1-on-1. That's the best song. Is this World Cup only Moroccan can score against Morocco, says Inquisition. And Croatia haven't won in 90 in World Cup knockouts since 98, says L1. I hate Three Lions. I used to love Three Lions. I hate it. It's been overused and it's cringe. Rommel says, who would be stupid enough to buy Manchester United when their stadium and training ground are now old? That needs serious investment. And they also have a squad full of overpaid players and carry large debt. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. I'm proper pumped up. I've just done Portugal, Morocco. We're now doing Man Utd Betis, and then we're straight into the big one, England, France, after that. It's a Saturday of super football, and although this is only a friendly, it's still nice to watch the United lads. I'm quite surprised that I think United have been better organised. They've obviously responded to Ten Hag's disappointment after the Cadiz game. Betis are a better side, but United have been better organised. Defensively, we've been better. Not really created anything going forward, but we've been defensively more competitive. Back-to-back Watchalongs, yeah. Iqbal's doing okay. Kati. I mean, I think they've all done quite well so far. Bennett came on for Mengi at centre-back. Yeah, but winners tonight win the whole thing. That's my theory. This is the final. I mean, imagine that. If you said that for England to get to a World Cup final, you've got to get out of a group with Wales and Iran and USA. And then to get to the final, you've got to get past Senegal, France, and Morocco. It's not a bad run, is it? France is the one. Mikael says, have they been better than last time? Yes, we've been much better than the last time, yeah. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. Really appreciate it. Interestingly, I'm going to close the poll here. England 50-50. 8,000 votes. Who will win tonight? England 50%, France 50%. And behind the scenes, it was actually England with a little bit more, 50 point something to France, 49 point something. So there's confidence there. There's confidence there. No, United have been better organised tonight. I thought we were sloppy against Cadiz, but we've been better tonight. Betis are a better side. Currently, I think Betis are they 6th in La Liga? Enrique just skips past Brandon Williams again. And a shot from distance, easy for De Gea. They're 5th in La Liga, says Jaden. Apparently Ndika's going to Arsenal, says Jonas. Yeah, I saw that story today. Garnacho with the cutback. Hansen. Oh, I can't quite lay it off to Martial. Yeah, Ndika's a good player. Eintracht Frankfurt. Got him in my FIFA career mode. Here's Alanga. Shoots wide. Thanks for everything you do, says Jermaine Johnson. Thank you very much. Thanks for the super chat there. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, United stands. You're all very, very welcome. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. It's going to start ramping up on United stand over the next week or so. United back playing a week on Tuesday in the Carabao Cup. Transfer window getting closer. We need a striker. Delo's had a hamstring injury by the look of it. We're going to need a right back. It can't be Wan-Bissaka. It can't be Wan-Bissaka. It can't be Brandon Williams. Do we bring Ethan Laird back or do we buy somebody? Brandon Williams loses the ball in the midfield there. Fucking hell. I tell you what, he's very rusty. I mean, whatever you think about his ability, he's very rusty, isn't he? I know he's been out for a long time. Rafael Varane says, I really want France and England to go to penalties. I don't want penalties. I don't want penalties, but I'll take it over losing. Who will take the low role until we buy a replacement? Dumfries looks good, says Darren Mulaney. And can you say hi to my mum, Joyce? She loves the station. And Michael Carrick, who's doing well at Borough. Cheers, mate. United we stand, says Ian Nichols. Big shout out to Joyce. Hope you're doing well, Joyce. I've got ants in my pants, Joyce. I'm just too excited about the England game. I've just got to keep moving around. I wish I had one of those desks where you can move it up high, actually. I'm going to get one of those in the new year. Because this is one of those games where I want to just be standing around. Yeah, Ian, thank you very much for the super chat there. Appreciate that. You can do that through the $ if you want to. We'll read those out for you. And Patrick's got a sit-stand desk. It's amazing. I'm going to get one. We've got two in the office. In the studio, we've got two. I just spend all my time just pressing it up and down. I love it. Another shot from Betis there. How crap has McTominay been? Says Marky. Mark, did you see Pepe's comments? Says Queenie. No, you're the second person to ask me about that. So I'm going to have a read. See what he says. Pepe says, it's inadmissible that an Argentine referee was in charge today after what happened yesterday with Messi complaining. After what I saw today, they can give the title to Argentina now. I mean, it's sour grapes. Betis on the attack. Oh, good shot. I don't know whether De Gea saved that or it went over the bar. Over the bar. I mean, I suppose he might be talking about the penalty that wasn't a penalty. I don't know. I mean, you know me, I love to jump on a conspiracy theory. I would love to, but I think I'm also quite level-headed when it comes to football. If I see a United player do a bad tackle, I'll say maybe we should have got a red there, or but if there's an injustice, obviously you've got the red-tinted glasses on. I didn't really see anything bad against Portugal. I thought Bruno was a penalty, and then I watched it on replay, and it wasn't. We never got to see the handball replay, did we? But then again, I don't think there wasn't that much of a reaction from the Portuguese players. Bigs up, Mark. Morocco got that soft second yellow, to be fair, says Eric. Yeah, I thought that was a bit soft. I mean, at the end of the day, if I was Portugal, if I'm absolutely honest, I'd be frustrated with my goalkeeper. That game was always going to be 0-0. I think I always thought it was going to be 0-0. Morocco don't concede. And if you concede a soft goal like that, then you're going to struggle, aren't you? Good news that Bruno will be back with us. Our full complement of midfield available over Christmas, says Paul O'Brien. Yeah, look, United need to get top four, don't we? And getting these players back is going to be useful. Steve Wood says, did you see the Stockport County match the other night where someone nearly broke their neck? No, I didn't, Steve. And also, Chris, I agree with you. Pepe should worry about missing free headers. That was a massive chance. Lovely play by Garnacho. Skips past his man. Lays it back. Ziada Iqbal. Lovely feet, but unlucky. Couldn't get past the second man. Good play by Betis here. They've worked their way through the press of United, but we've got plenty back. Oh no, this is not the player that Brandon Williams wants to have the ball. Enrique up against him. Skips him. Oh, he does him again. And the cross was good. Hi, Mark. Going to my first United game for the Burnley game. Hope England are knocked out for a really full team. Love the channel, says Timothy. Good. Look forward to it, mate. Be good. I can't wait for it. The ref yesterday seemed overly eager to prove himself, in my opinion, says Mikael. Yeah, Timothy, enjoy it. Can't wait for it. Ronaldo should have congratulated the Moroccan team, says Ajit. couldn't give a shit, mate, to be honest. Messi shouldn't have gone like that to Van Gaal, should he? But no one was giving him shit. You're not Messi and you're not Ronaldo. And I just think people just need to just back off. Like, I really do. Ronaldo should do this, Ronaldo should do that. Ronaldo does what he wants to do, and then people like you moan about it. But don't say he should do this, he shouldn't do that. Messi should do this, he shouldn't do that. They're not politicians, they're footballers. Let them crack on with it. What are the official roles regarding touching the ball in the final part of the game? The linesmen seem to kick the ball to keep the pace of the game up, which I haven't seen a lot of, says Orange. The wide player looks like a decent player, says OG. Well, he's got Williams on toast. I spoke about him in the preview, though. I spoke about this Enrique on the preview. Brazilian player, right winger for them. He has looked very good so far, but it's hard to know whether that's ability or just Williams having a bad game. Arib says, did you see Ozil's tweet about Ronaldo? Says Arib, no, I didn't. Well, a lot of people felt the referee helped Argentina win last night. I personally think Argentina deserved to win because they were the only team in extra time that was trying to win it. And I think the Dutch were, I think the Dutch gave as good as they got. And I actually really enjoyed the game. I loved it. Loved the shithousery off both teams. Loved the competitive nature. I loved the fact that, they were falling out because it shows that they care. I love that. I can't stand Martial lays it off. McTominay skies it. Hi, Mark. England, France lineups are available. Yeah, they're the same as what they've been playing, aren't they? Senegal and what's it? But one of the things I don't like about Liverpool and Man City's rivalry, it's too friendly. Pep doesn't want to get involved in any debates, and Klopp tries a little bit, but it won't happen. I look at United, Arsenal, and it was war in the touchline. It was war in the press conferences. I love all that. It's competitive sport. As fans, we're competitive. I love the passion. United have done all right here. They've done all right. Keep it 0-0 against the Betis side that's decent. We've played much better than we did against Cadiz. McTominay's playing with the World Cup ball, so Speedy. Yeah, if you know, you know. Here's Garnacho, loses it. And I remember a lot of people thought that Garnacho should have gone to the World Cup for Argentina. Thoughts on Iqbal so far? And will Eric Ten Hag incorporate him into cup games, says Fadil? It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to incorporate people into games when you've got so many options, but he's not far off. He can't be far off. Chris says starting 11s are out for England and France. As I understand it, it's Pickford, Walker, Maguire, Stones, Shaw, Rice, Bellingham, Henderson, and then Saka, Foden and Kane. And then the French team is Lloris, Koundé, Upamecano, Varane, Hernandez, Tchouameni, Rabiot, Griezmann, Dembele, Mbappe and Giroud. Can't wait for it, Mark. Can't wait for it. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. We've actually got an 8 o'clock Sunday night show tomorrow as well. Can't believe it. Exciting. Despacito. That's how they do it down in Puerto Rico. Xavier says that Bruno said the same about the Argentinian ref as well. Why does Southgate bench Rashford? I prefer Saka. Somebody said, do you think England will struggle with Mbappe? I don't, I don't think we'll struggle with Mbappe. I think he's capable of causing us problems, but I think the obsession with him is the issue. Just play the game. Play the game. Don't worry about him. Don't start overcompensating because they've got other good players. Hi Mark, what American company do you think will buy United, or do you think Sir Jim arranged something in the summer, says Chris. I don't think it will be an American company. I think it will be what do they call it? A consortium. Yeah, that's my thought process. Joshua says, do you think this is the end of Donny? I don't know what's happened with Donny. He was meant to start. He hasn't started. I don't know whether he's going to come on in the second half. We'll have to wait and see. Good ball by McTominay into Martial. And just shoots wide. Good play there. Good driving run by McTominay. Good ball into Martial. And a decent-ish shot. Mark, I think they should let the man be. He doesn't have to congratulate anyone. If he doesn't want to, just water down the sport, says Ja. Well, it's hypocrisy, isn't it? You've got people moaning about the... what do you call it? The competitive edge between Argentina and Netherlands last night. You've got people moaning because Ronaldo's gone straight down the tunnel emotionally. I'm like, this is the snowflake society I talk about, where people are like, let's give everybody a medal for winning the race, even though they came 20 metres behind and came last. If you've ever played competitive sport, well done to you if in every scenario when you lose, you go and start shaking everybody's hand, because I never fucking did. I didn't. If I lost a game, I was a bad loser, especially if I felt, that might be the last game for me in the World Cup. Screw that. I'm it's competitive. Not everybody's the same. If you want robots, then that's absolutely fine. But that's why I loved the Argentina-Netherlands game last night, because they were both giving it. I mean, what people don't see is that when Argentina were walking up to take their penalties, there was Dutch people following them. I've never seen anything like it. Enzo Fernandez gets followed by a Dutch player virtually to the edge of the box. When Lautaro Martinez was taking him, he's got 4 following him. It's completely and utterly bad sportsmanship. But so what? Argentina won, and then they're like that. It's just all part of it. I don't think you have to go and congratulate somebody when you're gutted about going out. It's fake, isn't it? If you don't feel like that, you're faking it anyway. Wow, it's respect, it's good sportsmanship. Well, who gives a shit? I mean, we get so locked into, well, everybody's different. Everybody's different. Diversity, everybody's different. Everybody's got different emotions, and yet everybody's got to do the same thing. Everyone's got to do what everybody thinks everyone should do. Fuck that. Do what you want to do. Within reason. As I said, I've said it so many times on this channel, I know legends of Man United who are complete and utter arseholes off the pitch. And I knew they were arseholes off the pitch when they were legends for Man United. But all I was bothered about is what they did on the shirt. I couldn't give a shit if they're running a marathon for charity. I couldn't, great if you do, but it doesn't make me like you even more as a player. Just do your job on a football pitch. Too many people want to tell people what to do as people, and it's not right. Just let them be footballers. I'm heartbroken for Ronaldo, says Akrama. I don't know if I can overcome it. Well, I wouldn't say I'm heartbroken. I mean, he's had a very, very good career, and he's been fantastic. Obviously, it's not ended well for him, but I mean, this is a guy that's competed for the Ballon d'Or for nearly every year for a decade. It's not been a bad career. Anyway, here's Enrique up against Williams again. Can Williams put a tackle in? Well, he's got double help here. Thanks for the super chat from Rob. He says, I've only missed those 10 a.m. watch-alongs. Big thanks for doing all these. Can't wait for the Premier League to return. Oh, Rob, can't wait. Cannot wait. One thing about this World Cup is it's made me hungrier for the Premier League. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the World Cup's been shit, but it's made me really appreciate the Premier League. I just can't wait to get it back. Can't wait. Here's Garnacho down the wing again. and it's a good tackle, and they've kept it in as well. We're nearly at half time here, by the way. We're nearly at half time. Stephen says, this has been a great World Cup football-wise. Completely disagree with you, Stephen. I think it's been one of the worst World Cups I've seen football-wise. But it's had a few good moments in it. And I tell you what, it could be the best World Cup I've ever seen if England win it. I don't care how crap the football is, to be honest with you. Clues says we're going to struggle in the Premier League. Why do you think that, mate? JG says it's been a class World Cup. God, you need to get out more. Fucking hell. What about this World Cup has been good? I mean, if you like watching shitty, tight games, absolutely, yeah, love it. But I think it's been shit. I think the football's been absolutely crap. 2014 wiped its arse. If you like underdogs and tight tactical games, it's been great. I mean, I think Ricky's probably loved it, but I think the football's been shit, to be honest. I really do. Mark, you notice whenever big players like Ronaldo come to United recently, they always end up worse than they started, says Twiz. It's half time. Let me just do the timer. Let me just stop that timer there. There's been a problem at Manchester United for quite a while now where where players get worse at United. Now, I think with Eric Ten Hag, it will get better. But yeah, I'm not alone with that opinion, Greeno. It's been a terrible World Cup. Most people think that. It's just a few, I don't know, it's a certain mindset of people who think this is a good World Cup, and I think it's probably because it's the first one they've ever watched. It's been a shit World Cup. In a footballing sense, it's been shit. The first week was dreadful. It's broken the records for 0-0s. 8 0-0s is a world record for World Cups. We've had hardly any games that have been entertaining in a footballing sense. They've all been, the ball's been a disgrace. It's been a defensive World Cup, and I get that some people might like that, but for me, and a lot of people, it's been a bit disappointing, been a bit boring. But if England win tonight, it's going to be the best World Cup ever. Anyway, back to Manchester United. That's what we're here to talk about. There's been a problem at Manchester United for a while where a player comes to United and they get worse. Look at Bruno. Potential, stagnated. Look at Rashford and Martial. Potential, stagnated. And Pogba, you could say the same. There's been hardly any United player in the last 4 or 5 years that's come to Manchester United and developed. But in a very short period of time, we've seen Rashford's got better, Delow's got better. The new signings look better than previous new signings have in their first few months. And this is because we've now got a developmental coach in Eric Ten Hag. So I'm hoping that will be the case. To be honest with you, but there has been a problem with players either coming into the club and not being developed to the next level, especially when you compare us with someone like Liverpool. But look, half time against Betis, it's 0-0. Much better from Manchester United compared to Wednesday night. Ten Hag, I think, will be quite happy with that. Yeah, we've not really created much, of course, but we've been better organised defensively. There's not been loads of chances for Betis, who are a good side. I'd be interested to see. Be interested to see what we do in the second half and whether he goes with loads of changes again or whether he keeps some of the players on. I suspect he'll probably make a lot of changes again. I don't know whether we'll see Donny van der Beek in the second half or not, but hopefully we will, because I do wonder about what the future is for Donny. But Wan-Bissaka's been okay, David. I think Brandon Williams has probably been our worst player. He's been absolutely skinned time and time again. Obviously, he's still rusty. He's been out for a long time. But, yeah, he's struggled on that left-hand side against the Brazilian Enrique. And that's probably been our weak area. Bennett's come on and done all right. Horrible to see Mengi going off on a stretcher again. Looks like another injury-prone centre-back there. Midfield's done better. Am I the only one who thinks Croatia and Morocco in the semis is anti-football with how defensive they've been? Would be a hard watch in the final, says Robble. And Donny's done. He's cashing in his pension already. Trust me, says Mitch. But look, let me just talk about that for a moment. It's worth just taking a catch of where we are for Manchester United at the moment, because this World Cup has been and gone almost now. In a week's time, it's the third, fourth place playoff, and then it's the final a week tomorrow. So, and then a week on Tuesday, Man United play Burnley in the Carabao Cup, and then you're back. So we are nearly a week away from proper football being back, if club football is your thing. And we're going to be playing 3 games a week until May. So it's going to be intense, and you've got to take a little bit of a freeze frame of where we are. We know we need to replace Ronaldo. Dalot went off injured today. If that's a hamstring, he's not back till the new year. Who's going to play at right back over Christmas? But we've got Bruno back. We've got Dalot, although he probably is injured. We've got Casemiro. We've got Fred. We've got Anthony, and we've got Malacia. But in the last 24 hours, those 6 players will be back. So even if we played Burnley with what we've got, potentially you could pick a team of De Gea. Malacia could play at right back. You could play Lindelof and, well, one of Maguire and Varane is going to be back after tonight, isn't it? So one of those. Left back, all right, if Luke Shaw goes through, it wouldn't be back. But midfield, you could play Casemiro, Eriksen and Bruno. And your front 3, you've got people like Martial, Garnacho and Anthony. So we should be able to put a decent team out. And some people will say, oh, wow, I'm not really interested in that. But it could have been a lot worse. If Brazil and Portugal had gone to the semi-finals, they wouldn't be back until... They'd still be playing 2 days before the Burnley game, whereas by the time the Burnley game comes around, they'll have had a week and a half off. So Bruno's quote here from Akrama says, it's unacceptable not to have Portuguese referees and to have an Argentine referee in a competition. It's strange to say the least. I agree 100%. I didn't know there wasn't any Portuguese referees in it. Chris says the England team's out. The England team we've already been through. Same team as Senegal. So Pickford and Walker and Maguire and Stones and Shaw, and then Rice, Bellingham, Henderson, and then Saka, Foden and Kane. Do we care about the Carabao Cup, says Gaunter? I do care about the Carabao Cup because it's the opportunity to win a trophy. Maybe that's because United haven't played for a while. I know before the World Cup I was like, we need to bin the Carabao Cup off because we've got too many games. But because we haven't played for a while, I'm quite looking forward to that. And Burnley are doing very, very well at the moment. If you're not aware, Burnley, let me just get this up for you. So Burnley are top of the Championship at the moment. They played today as well, I believe, Burnley. Or do they play tomorrow? They're playing tomorrow against QPR. But they're obviously going to be quite fresh for when they play us because they'll have played a couple of games. They're top of the Championship. So it's going to be a tough game. Would it be counterproductive to recall Ethan Laird, says Broad? Could be. Could be counterproductive to his development, yes. But, who else are you going to play at right back if Ethan Laird's, if Dalot's injured? And that was the second thing I was going to say. We've got a lot of players coming back from the World Cup now, which is good for Manchester United with the games that we've got to come. Somebody just made a good point there as to what the Manchester United situation is in relation to fixtures. So we look like this. Let me just get it up for you. So we look like this. We play Burnley a week on Tuesday. A week after that, we play Forest at home in the league. And then 4 days after that, we play at Wolves on New Year's Eve away at the Molineux. And then 3 days after that, we play Bournemouth at home in the Premier League. And then 3 days after that, we play Everton in the FA Cup. So we've got, basically, we'll play 27th, 1... Oh, God, we're going to play 4 games in 10 days. Forest, Wolves, Bournemouth and Everton. 3 of them at home, though. 3 of them at home. But, the games come thick and fast. They really, really do. And that will continue all the way through into May, as we know. We need to obviously look at that transfer market as well. I don't want to see a situation where we go into the January transfer window you know, under this, oh, we will buy somebody at some point, and then we don't buy anybody. I want us to get on with it very, very quickly, and there's no reason not to do that. Gakpo's out of the World Cup now. João Felix is out of the World Cup now. I mean, people don't even think about that. When Gakpo went out last night, people were like, well, Gakpo's out, we can get on with the deal. Well, João Felix is out as well. So you can move on. You could move on for a deal with that as well. Right back. I can't see us buying a right back and a striker, to be honest with you. But we do need both. Shadow says, hello, Mark, mods and chat. Hope everyone's well. Thank you very much, Shadow. He's been a member for 2 months. If you want to join the members club, get a badge next to your name and check out our exclusive content, then please do that. We're building towards England playing. They're going to kick off in an hour. 6 o'clock here. But, yeah, very exciting night ahead of us, ahead for us. Can't wait. We are playing on a Wednesday against Burnley. I don't know why I keep saying Tuesday, Biz. Sorry about that. Week on Wednesday we play. You're right. You are 100% right on that. Week on Wednesday. Could we get back both Gakpo and Felix as Sahil? Well, a decent football club that's well run would go and do it, but I'm not so sure that we will. I guess we'll see. You got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You must be slow or fast, but you must step to the line. They'll always hit you and hurt you. Will we be watching any Carabao Cup games? Well, we'll be doing a watch-along on here, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, that's what we do on the United Stand. All the watch-alongs on here, all the United chat. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Obviously, we're not live at 8 o'clock tonight, so that's not every night, but you know what I mean. We'll be doing the World Cup game. But please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and get involved. Poor speed, says Cameron. Well, he's a jinx. I always thought I was a jinx. 7 Evolution's new to the chat. I always forget that we might be getting new people here. You're very welcome if you are new. Fantastic community we've got. You're all very, very welcome. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's free to do it. I'm really surprised both Brazil and Portugal went out. I thought Argentina would go out, but perhaps saved them, says Farhad. Ian Doll says, bring back Laird. He's killing it and proving it's also smart business. It might be a good idea in the short term. Who do I think is going to overtake United, says Catty. Got no idea. Cheers, Mark. Awaiting the restart of the Premier League football, says J Deep. Thanks for the content and congratulations on the studio. Put some Muppet pundits in their place there. Thank you very much, J Deep. And is the England watch along on here or on That's Football, Stephen? So we're all set up on That's Football. As you can see, I can change very quickly. I can go like this. What can I do? Yeah, I can basically just go and start changing it very, very quickly when I want to. So, yeah, I can literally go from here live on That's Football in under 2 minutes, which is what we'll do. We'll just move over at some point. That racing guy says Stretch Bridge. I'm glad that racing guy is a member on this channel because it really highlights you. You know, I try to read as many as possible, but if you're a member, it highlights you more because your name is highlighted and you've got a badge. Now, that racing guy did say, he was on the Portugal-Morocco game and did say that it would be 0-0. But it would go to extra time between Portugal and Morocco. And you were wrong. But you were right in a way. I mean, if that goalkeeper, Costa, doesn't make that mistake, that's 0-0. 100%. Would you take Casper as an understudy to De Gea, says DJ? I like Kasper Schmeichel. I think it's a bit late in his career to come and be an understudy to De Gea. I think we need... I'd like to get a younger keeper, really. I'd like Lafont, really, but I don't know whether we'd do that. We should look at the Croatian right-back and keeper, says Jason Whitehead. And do you think that Ten Hag looks at Bruno with a question mark, says Laser? I don't know. Welcome to the Members Club, Jake Shawcross. Thank you very much for that. Do you want Diego Costa now, says Liam. I never wanted him in the first place. I want De Gea. I like Costa. I like Robert Sanchez at Brighton, but I'm happy with De Gea. And look, everyone can make a goalkeeping mistake. I've seen Alisson make terrible mistakes, and I think he's the best goalkeeper in the Prem. But that was a terrible mistake. Terrible. The worst thing you can do, I'm even pointing my finger, the worst thing you can do as a goalkeeper when you're playing a team like Morocco is let them score and go 1-0 up. You know they're brilliant defensively, and you've just made your team's job ridiculously hard from a position where it was hard today. I will be watching England today, Lil. It doesn't kick off until 7 o'clock, so we'll be over on That's Football in plenty of time. Don't you worry about that. I don't know why United's second half isn't kicking off. This is the longest fucking half time they've ever had. There's a fucking England game. Get on with it. Why are you having a 15-minute second half? No fucker wants to watch this. They want to watch England. Get the fuck on with it. Why are you having a 20-minute half time? Fucking idiots. Bloody twats. Are you seriously not going to get on with it? Get on with it. For fuck's sake. Hi, Mark. 300 million outstanding payments. It's crazy, says Andre. Yeah. But look, there's people queuing up to buy Manchester United. Why are we having such a big half time? What are they fucking doing? Are they thick? No one's going to want to watch the last 20 minutes at this rate. Anti-football approach is sadly the future of World Cups, says Min. Yeah, but thankfully that it doesn't work in the Prem, does it? Premier League, we don't get football like that. Name me a team like Croatia or Morocco in the Prem. It doesn't work. You can't come and... I don't know why, but it doesn't work. You can't come and... It's like a Super Bowl halftime merch. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's made loads of changes again, but McTominay's here. Bournemouth don't play like that. They've all had a siesta because it's Spain, haven't they? They've all been and had a little sleep. Spurs play a little bit like it, yeah. Spurs do play, but they don't play for 0-0, do they? Wolves. Yeah, there's one or two, but look at where Wolves are in the league. Right, let's get ready to go here. Second half. Wan-Bissaka's still there. Alanga's still there. You're the best, Mark, says Keel. Oh, I was getting pissed off, mate. Simon's up for the second half. We're singing for England. We're singing the song. I don't know whether to put this on. People keep saying put your dress on. And the thing is, if we go out, I'm going to look a right prat wearing that, aren't I? I just want to wear my England top. Just to take a moment to thank you and the United Stand team and community. Better times ahead, says Paul. Oh, yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Shadow. MUTV pundits may as well be talking to a brick wall. No one listens to them. Thanks for the watch-alongs, Mark. Been ill the last few days, says Jake. You know what? There's some good people on the MUTV. I don't know who the guy was who was sat with the presenter. I've never seen him on before, but I thought he was all right. But it's just so scripted. I was speaking to somebody who's involved with MUTV, and they do these like fan debates now. And they were saying, we're trying to be more... No, they don't do fan debates. They do like the debate show. And I said, but the problem is you're putting your toe in the water, but you're never going to dive in, because ultimately a debate is saying something like Brandon Williams has had a terrible first half and he's been turned more times than a bottle top. He's playing absolutely shit. You can't say that as an official football club channel, can you? You can't. So people will never really engage in your sincerity, because they know there's an element of scripture. You can say, we need to buy a right back, or he's got to do better there, but you never go as far as you need to go. Zidane is still on. Wan-Bissaka is still on. Obviously, Bennett's on. Lindelof's still on. I think we've changed the keeper, haven't we? People say we want the dress. I'm going to have to wear the dress. I'm just trying to... They've not flashed up who's on. McTominay's still on. Murray's come on at left back for Williams. Lindelof is still on. McTominay's still on. I think Mainoo's on. Alanga is still on as well. So no Donny. Donny must have an injury. Shoretire looks like he's on as well. So Martial's come off, hasn't he? Sheratire's playing as the 9. Garnacho's still on. So Martial's come off. Hansen's come off. Williams has come off. I think that's it. And Iqbal's come off, hasn't he? No, Iqbal's still on. Yeah, that's it. So my understanding of the team is, I can't see who the goalkeeper is, but it's Wan-Bissaka, Bennett, Lindelof and Murray. Mainoo, McTominay and Iqbal. And then Garnacho, Alanga and Shoretire. Jordan said, how did Hansen play? I mean, mid. Okay. I don't think anyone's played amazingly attacking-wise, but we've been better than we were against Cadiz. Oh, De Gea is off, so it must be Bishop in goal. Or maybe it's Dubravka. What a goal! What a goal! What a goal by Betis. Fekir. Lovely goal, that was. 3 passes and they're in. Took them 4 minutes. 1-0 Betis. I'm going to show it back. It was a smooth goal. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, it's just nobody going with the runner from midfield again. I mean, the question is, who's meant to be marking Fekir there? He plays as a number 10. Someone's got to go with him. Is it McTominay? Is it Iqbal? But again, it's a runner from the midfield. I think we're always going to lose this game. It's not really about the result because Betis are a better team than Cadiz. But it's a well-worked goal, but someone's got to go with the runner. I do wonder why Martial's gone off at half-time in both games. I mean, he's had 5 weeks now since Fulham. I'd have given Martial an hour. I would. Do you have match stats for this game? Says threefold path. No. No. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. It's all about England against France tonight. I got it right that time. I have been saying Wales. I think Donny must have dropped out with an injury because he was in the starting lineup and then he didn't start. England are losing to France, says FL. Well, you might be wrong. You might be right. It was only a winter's tale. Just another winter's tale. All right, Mark. I haven't watched the game today, but how have some of the regular first teamers played in your opinion? Says NJ. I've got to be absolutely honest with you. I don't know whether it's because England are going to play France, but I think if this, like Wednesday night, there was no other games on, so you focus on it more. I can't really get a lot from this. I am doing the England Watchalong Blue Boy yet. we'll move over onto That's Football at some point, just to be over on the right channel for it. But yeah, it's. I mean, Wan-Bissaka's done okay, much better than he did on Wednesday night. I think McTominay's been a bit crap again. Lindelof's been okay. Martial was quite, nothing to do again. Let me just get rid of She Thoughts. That's the only shout out you're getting. Fuck you. Thank you, Zahar. And Bad Boy says, I really want to enjoy watching this, but it's not even the United team. Sorry, I've got to update the score. I'm so not used to doing this because it always does it automatically. But because it's a friendly, we're having to go back to basics. So apologies for that. A few of you just said, can you change the score? It is 1-0 to Betis. I've had a super chat from 12th Man Toon. He says this, or she says, hi Mark, who's your current favourite Man United player and who do you think is the hottest prospect in the youth setup? Great streams. My favourite Man United player is, I'm a little bit old for all this stuff, but the player that probably, shot from halfway line there, nearly caught the keeper out. I would say that my favourite United player is, I don't know. You know what? I don't know who my favourite United player is at the moment. I'm enjoying the rebuild under Ten Hag, and I hope it can get better. There's a few players I like. I like Varane. I like Martinez. I've always been a big fan of Luke Shaw. I know that's a bit unpopular opinion, but I do like Luke Shaw. Bruno's a player I've always liked. Rashford, Martial. And as for young players, Casemiro. I love Casemiro, by the way. Casemiro probably is my favourite player, actually, if I had to pick one at the moment. Young player, I think, everyone's going to say Garnacho, but I do actually think that I'm going to go for somebody a bit left centre as well. I like Charlie McNeil, but I really hope Gore does it. He's a player I've sort of been made aware of for a couple of years now, and, he's... I really hope that works out. Now, that's dedication, Mark. You're missing out on England versus France to watch us getting beaten. No, I'm not. Harish, I'm going to go over there in a bit. It doesn't kick off for 45 minutes. And Wilkie says, I love the streams. What are your thoughts with some of our players coming home early, along with Gakpo getting to focus on his future? I think, look, from a Manchester United point of view, we're living in a World Cup bubble, aren't we? But from a United point of view, we have probably done okay out of the situation of the shocks of this World Cup. Because, like you say, Gakpo and Felix are both out of the World Cup, so they should be solving their future sooner. And then Bruno and Dalot and Casemiro and Malacia and Anthony and Fred are all out of the World Cup probably a little bit earlier than we thought. And we'll get either Varane or Shaw, Rashford and Maguire back tonight as well. So from a Man United point of view, this World Cup's not worked out too bad. Would you take the Serbian centre-back, Pavlovic, says Mills? I like Vardiel from Croatia, to be honest. "12 days of Cantona says, come on, France." Well, this is the game I've been looking forward to. That'll be my third watch-along today, but that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I really do think if England beat France, they could win the World Cup for the first time in my life. Which would be amazing. How confident are you feeling about the second half of the season, says Matthew? I think United's second half of the season really is pivotal on how we perform in the transfer window. We've got to get a striker and we've got to get the right striker. You can join me on That's Football for England versus France, by the way, whether you're supporting France, England or you're neutral. Make sure you join me for that. It's going to be very, very animated, that's for sure. One way or the other. Talal says, was crying for Ronaldo today, made me love football when he first joined the club. Wish I could go back in time and relive all his career again. What's that saying about time waits for no man or woman? You can't cheat time. It's just he's not that player anymore, is he? And I think last season he still was. I don't know what went wrong over the summer, whether it's mentally, physically, but last season I still think Ronaldo was that player. Not as good as he was, but I still think he was, very, very good. This year, just not worked out, has it? Mark, we need Amrabat and Buffal, says Tannen. Yeah, we don't need anyone from the World Cup. We're not scouting anyone from the World Cup. I think that's the worst thing we could do. Better start opening up the beers, says Chris. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting ready. I'm standing up a lot more. Dan's got a bad feeling. What do you get for lunch? Please subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're only 70 away from 538,500. So thanks everyone who's tuned in. Really appreciate it. I won't be doing a match reaction for this tonight, no, because obviously England-France is happening. But I will do a morning show tomorrow. I mean, I don't think there's any match reaction to this that's going to really massively matter, is there? Nobody's really stood out as man of the match. We're on the attack here with Wan-Bissaka, who looks like he's going to lose the ball. Right, the Betis are going to make a few subs here. Plus, my grandma died today at the age of 96 years. Really a sad day. Wish we humans don't had to go through all that stuff, but life goes on, says Talal. Rest in peace to your gran, and thoughts with you, Talal. I'm sure everyone in the chat will echo that as well. Well, we're only losing 1-0. Ten Hag's not very happy, says Callum. I mean, look, I love Ten Hag's standards. I love that he wants more. And he probably wants more because this team isn't, the depth in the team isn't great. So he's trying to get more out of this depth. Some people will say, oh, it's just a meaningless friendly. But a lot of these players are... he might find a diamond in the rough. He might find 2 or 3 players that can actually help him out without relying on money. So therefore, he has to set the standard high. But on the other hand, none of these players are really anywhere near as good as a Bruno or an Eriksen or a Casemiro or a Rashford or a Anthony or a Varane or a Luke Shaw or a Martinez. The squad needs work. And from what I've seen of these squad players, I think there's a big drop-off when you play McTominay instead of Casemiro. I think there's a big drop-off when you play Lindelof or Maguire instead of Martinez and Varane. I think there's a huge drop-off when you play a Wan-Bissaka instead of a Dalot. And, I mean, in the front positions, we don't really have anybody. What you've got is a handful of players that you just hope could develop into something, like Garnacho and Iqbal and Mainu and people like that. You just hope that they can develop into something. Our only hope is the youth, because the backup senior players, and you could include Donny in that, they just don't ever deliver anymore or can't deliver. So we're relying on... I mean, look, I haven't mentioned Elanga. Bad Boys just mentioned Elanga there. I mean, I barely knew he played again. I've almost given up on Elanga. I just find him so frustrating to watch. There's nothing there except for pace. He does nothing with the ball. He hasn't scored in ages. And I feel sorry for him because I keep saying the same thing I've said for 8 months. He should be on loan in the Championship, and instead he's playing first team football because we haven't got enough forwards. And at the end of the day, the club is using him because we haven't got anybody else. But it's massively impacting on any career he's going to have. Because he just you know, at least Garnacho shows a spark. Like, Elanga just doesn't show anything. Just doesn't show anything. And Football Talk says Elanga's probably a Crystal Palace player tops. Maybe, but on the other hand, like, to be that, he needs to go and play in the Championship. He needs to go and develop because we're just not seeing any development at all. I understand not scouting players from the World Cup, but didn't we scout Javier Hernandez from the 2010 World Cup, says Dammy. I don't remember, mate. I don't know whether that was exclusively from the World Cup. I doubt it. I doubt it was exclusively from the World Cup, but, you know. Liam said Elanga showed a little bit last season, but he's lost it. Yeah, when he first came in, he did, but... we signed him before the World Cup, apparently, a few people are saying. There you go. So we scouted him properly. Corner to Betis here. I'm actually thinking I might just go over to That's Football now, watch the end of this here, and then be set up on That's Football. What do you think? What are you saying in the chat? Because this is going to go on for another 25 minutes, which is going to put me about 5 to 5-2. I think it might be just safer just to go to That's Football now. Yeah, should we do that? Let's go. That's Football. Right, give me 2 minutes. I'll give me 2 minutes, and I'll be on. I'll keep MUTV on, and then I've got the England game, so we can chat about both. I think that's a good idea. Appreciate that, everyone. I thought some people would say, no, don't do it. Stay on here. But I think we'll pop over to That's Football, and we'll just get on there. I'll see you there in a minute. Give me a minute or two.